Welcome
to Whips and Sips.
I'm Justine.
And I'm Shelley.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hello.
Welcome
Oh my
back.
gosh. I think I've forgotten how to do this. It's been 3 weeks since we were together.
I know.
I
Aren't you
miss
lucky?
I miss you so much. Seriously though, we were together for 24 hours of cross stitching and Chris was home and we did our floss tube that weekend. And then I don't think we've seen each other since then, have we? Because I went on vacation and I wasn't here.
It's just been busy.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
It's been very busy.
So yeah, it's good to see you.
It's nice to know that you don't have your horns on today.
Oh no horns. But look at the hair's a little bit lacking. But
fine.
I actually drove. We were up north all week, up in northern Minnesota at the cottage at the lake for a week, and I just drove home today. So I got home, hopped in the shower, threw on some mascara, and came right here so that we could film this floss tube. So sorry. It's you have to admit it's better than our last one with the
At least
the
we
heat.
have the air going.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess it's really nice outside also. The humidity
It is nice outside, but it's windy. It's very windy here in Minnesota. It's probably 75,
nice.
but very windy. Yeah.
We'll take it.
So I'm hoping, because usually in the evening the wind dies down, and I'm hoping the wind dies down and maybe we can sit out on the patio tonight because I got 2 new rocking chairs.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting for that good weather where we can just sit and rock like the couple of old people that we are.
Shelley is older than I am, just
No,
in case you want.
no. Let me make this clear one more time. Just one more time with feeling. There's the 3 of us, me, Chris, and Justine. Chris is the oldest. Sorry, Chris. I just had to say that. Justine's in the middle, and I am the youngest. And we have birthdays in December, January, February. So we're not far apart, any of us, but I am the baby of the group. Even though Justine likes to make it seem like she is. But we all know she doesn't tell the truth anyway, so.
That's why my nose is so big. That's what Samantha told me when I was younger. Mom, you must have lied a lot when you were...
That's funny, Samantha.
Sarah.
That's awesome.
What are we drinking?
We are drinking, basically they're a Greyhound. It's grapefruit vodka with sparkling ice grapefruit drink. A Greyhound, I think, is vodka and grapefruit juice, so this is kind of a kicked up a notch. But yeah, it's good. Very refreshing, especially in the summer. So what have we been up to over the last 3 weeks?
Well, I did some stitching last weekend.
Good. Life-wise, though, like what's going on? You're getting close to moving that last one out, right?
We move her out on Friday. We
Awesome.
move her Friday. So thank goodness there'll be a couple gals who will be helping me here so I can move her.
Awesome.
And
A week
worry
from
about
today.
her on Friday.
Because
so.
Today is Friday, August 12th.
Correct.
And we are
sorry.
doing floss tube number 20, in case anybody's counting.
I better write that down so when I upload it,
Yeah.
I can put that on.
Yeah. So yes, the baby is leaving the nest.
Fly. She's not flying too far, so
No,
as she reminds me. So,
She's actually going to be closer to me than she is to Justine.
which I have
so
told her, if you have any problems, call Shelley.
I have, yeah. I've been put on notice, and I'm one of 2 of her godmothers. So yes, that's fine. We can help out wherever we need to.
How about you? You've had a whirl of 3 weeks.
We have. It's been good and bad. We ended up so we taped on the 23rd, I think, of July. And 2 days later, the 25th, we had to put one of our dogs down. We have 2 little Shih Tzus, and one was almost 15. Sparkle would have been 15 in September. And Suki, our little one, is 3 years old. But we had to put Sparkle down, so that was a bummer. And unfortunately, our daughter, who would have liked to have been here when that happened, was up north with her boyfriend at the lake, so she was not able to be with us. But so yeah, we had to do that, and then you know, about a week later, we left for vacation and headed up to the lake for a week. So
Ever since they put Sparkle down, I have told her she needs a goldfish. Well, I don't know if you guys realize how many pictures of goldfish are on Instagram, but it's my job as a friend to send her all the pictures I can find of goldfish so she knows she needs one.
she keeps threatening to just show up with a goldfish. And I told her, if you show up with a goldfish, I'm going to show up with a goat and put it in your front yard. Because I want a goat really bad. A little cute little goat with pajamas. But I don't want to have it at my house because they're very destructive. And we live in town. But Justine lives in the country. So if she were to give me a goldfish, I would bless her with a goat in pajamas in her front yard.
So that shut me up for a while.
But she really has been finding every possible picture of goldfish on her.
Oh my land, you should have seen one. It had PVC piping.
It did. It was
And
like
there were goldfish swimming up and down and
it
around.
was like clear PVC
Yes.
piping. It was.
It was awesome.
She's been very creative. Let me tell you. So,
It's my job.
but no, I think you did do that to some nieces and nephews. Didn't you get goldfishes for a gift?
No, I gave betas.
Betas. Okay.
And I made little jars and cut off on the cricket. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. And there were my great nephews, yeah. And one of my great nephews, I think what happened is they must have dropped the jar because I gave it to them for Christmas. So they had to go to the store and buy a little tank.
Oh. That's horrible.
I thought it was funny.
I remember back
Sorry,
in the
Josh.
day.
Sorry, Jada.
Yeah. Back in the day, we thought it would be fun to get the nieces and nephews drum kits, you know, for Christmas, and then they could take those home and just go to town on them. But yeah, goldfish they're a whole nother story.
Stay tuned.
So yeah. Anyway, so it's been an interesting few weeks, hasn't it?
It has. It's been very busy.
Yeah. And you've been busy with your
Exclusive.
exclusive. Yeah. go ahead and show
Thank
that.
you,
Yep.
Kathy. Here is the hands-on design exclusive. So we are selling the pattern
cute.
and the kit. The kit has 28 count dirty linen, and it's just gorgeous. Absolutely
It
gorgeous.
is.
I just can't thank Kathy enough for it.
My-
Thank you.
My niece Morgan started that up north.
Oh, did
up at
she?
the cabin. Yep.
Oh, fun.
So I came into there because we have two separate cabins right across the street from one another, and we usually do coffee and stitching in the morning in one of the cabins. So
fun.
I headed over there one morning, and she said, "Look, I started Justine's welcome stitchery welcome pattern." So yeah, she was putting all the yellow flowers into it. So
Oh, fun.
yeah,
So,
she's pretty excited. That is awesome.
I love it. Thank you.
Oh, I wanted to say a thank you to Megan from Georgia Girls Stitching. She shouted us out in her floss tube,
Oh, wow. Thank
which
you, Megan.
I thought was really sweet. And Megan, I love to watch you. I've watched you since you started.
So have I.
When you were still in the Cincinnati area and, you know, going to keepsakes for their stitch-ins or stitch-outs, as it were, back in
She's
COVID.
the gal who was stitching the pumpkin.
Yes, tell that story.
I
Yeah, tell that
absolutely
story.
loved. It
That's
was
awesome.
I cannot remember the name, but you were stitching a pumpkin, and the pumpkin you were stitching it in white on like a greenish fabric. And it was during COVID, during the lockdown.
Yep.
And I called Keepsakes, and Barbara called you to see what you had kitted up, and lo and behold, I got it. So thank you.
Yeah, and my sister wants to stitch that, by the way. She mentioned it up north.
Well, and that's funny because
she wants to
Lynn
do the
and her
white.
sister
Yeah.
want to do
Yeah.
it too.
So-
So it's gorgeous.
I'm trying to remember who the pattern was. I can't
have one.
remember. I know you have one, yeah.
I need to get more of them.
Anyway, so yeah, but Megan shouted us out, and Megan's kind of, I think they're getting settled in out east. I think they were down near Georgia for a while there, and now they're back. I think they're in Virginia, maybe.
yes, because
So,
I was wondering
yes.
if by any chance I would run into him when I go out east
Oh, sure,
for my brother-in-law's change of command.
sure. Because your brother-in-law's in the Navy as well.
Yes.
Yep.
And in the medical
in
area.
the medical
That's
part
right.
of it. Yep.
So you just
cool.
never know. Watch out, Megan.
Justine might be coming to see you. You just never know. So, yeah. So I just wanted to thank her for that. We really appreciate that. And let's get into some stitching, should we?
We shall.
Okay. FFOs.
I have one.
You have one?
Do you want to go first?
Do I not know about it?
No, it's right here.
Oh, yes. Okay. Sorry.
This is...
I'm just going to enjoy my cocktail.
Jeannie stitched this for me, and you guys probably saw it stitched. It's Liberty Sewing Pouch by Stacy Nash.
I love that.
I do too. And I at my counter most of the time during the day, and I'm constantly looking at this. Well, Jeannie stitched this for me, and Mara Olson finished it for me. Isn't that gorgeous?
Isn't that adorable?
Look at this.
I love that.
First of all, Jeannie's stitching is wonderful,
Mm-hmm.
and Mara's finishing is wonderful.
Now you need to put some like
Greenery or
something in that.
Maybe I should send it home with Shelley because she
I could do that. That I would be good at.
I know.
I'm not good at finishing,
her
fully
maiden
finishing.
name was Gartsky, so she is good at that.
But I could probably do that if you want to send it home
gorgeous?
with me.
And
Yeah,
of course,
it's super cute.
It's blue, so
Yes.
I'm really partial to
That
it.
is super cute.
But thank you, Jeannie, and thank you, Mara.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Jeannie does some stitching for you, and Mara is actually a friend of ours. She's a year older than us, right? She graduated.
So we've known her
Long time.
forever.
And she does some incredible sewing work.
Yes.
Absolutely
Always
incredible
has.
sewing work.
Always has.
And my FFO is also done by Mara, so I'm going to show that quickly. This is Give Thanks by Manny DiDonna. And one of the things I was going to mention about this, and another piece that I actually finished in the past week, is this is probably one of the first things I stitched when I came back to stitching.
I could see us in my living room.
Yeah, yep. And in hindsight, I mean, after having stitched again now for about 2.5 years, I never would have put this piece on gray. I don't know what I was thinking, but I did. And I thought, I really don't ever care to fully finish this because I don't like it. I don't like it stitched on the gray. But Mara took it home, and look at this. How adorable is that? With the gray little check and the jute ribbon around it and the rickrack, the orange rickrack. I mean, that's cute.
It's adorable. She
It
took
is
it
cute.
up to our local quilt store, which is
Yep.
Michelle's, which
Yep.
I've talked about, because you remember they have the licorice ice cream. And she found the gray fabric, and it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, I just think it's adorable. So even though you stitch it up and go, oh, why did I choose that fabric? Or why did I choose that floss? Why did I stitch this? A good finisher will make it look good for you.
Absolutely.
So Mara, thank you so much. It's beautiful. I think I told her, I don't even care if I see this again. Just kind of, wet your whistle on this one and see what you can do. And it's adorable. It's adorable. So thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And I have sent some of my stitched projects that either my model stitches or myself have stitched with Blinn also. So we're excited to get those back also and see.
When we were at 24 hours, I sent, oh my gosh, Blinn, I can't even remember how many pieces now. 3 maybe with
good
Blinn?
for you.
So yeah, I'm anxious to see those when they come back too. So
it's
lots
so fun.
of
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Yes, there are lots of great finishers out there. So if you're not the type to finish them on your own, you could always give Justine a call because she has a few people that she could recommend to you. So
right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's FFOs. What about finishes? FOs.
I don't have any finishes. Oh, for land sakes.
Well,
hey, speaking of that,
I have 2.
do you know how many people tell me I love your accent?
No.
And I'm like, our accent.
Because I know.
We talk like this
Oh, I
forever.
was watching the Two Needles Pulling Thread today. Missy and Kathy. Hi guys. And they were talking about.
She's gonna beat you.
Whatever. We're gonna talk.
Go, Missy.
We're gonna talk about that later, Missy. Anyway, they were talking about how they like to listen to that Minnesota accent because they were talking about the two gals from up in the cities that came down, Jeannie and oh my god, goodness, that's horrible.
It is, because that's right on the tip of my tongue.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
But what are they called? We'll come up with it.
I'll put it below because I watched them and I've been waiting for a new one of theirs to come out.
Yes, they sat on way down at the end of the table at 24 Hours of Cross Stitching.
Oh, I cannot believe I can't. I am so sorry, but I will put your name down at the bottom.
Anyway, yes, they were talking. She was shouting them out and she said, I just love that Minnesota accent. And she said, they have it. And the gals at Welcome Stitchery have it. And I was like, what is she talking about? She did actually say, Justine has it the most.
Oofta. I wonder if that's it. That's the Norwegian one.
Oofta, yeah.
And the sad thing is, I don't think I talk like that until I met my father-in-law. I think. And he would say oofta. And I can't say that because both of my sides are Norwegian. So I'm sure my grandmother and aunts said it also. So
my aunt and uncle used to have an Oofta Meg license plate on their car.
Who is that?
Eileen and Butch.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, fun.
Yep. So,
well, and Shelley's,
lots of Norwegian going on here, let me tell you.
Shelley's aunt was in here today, and she was talking about she's going to go visit my mother. And again, how fun that Shelley and I are friends, but the other generation before, my aunts and her aunts were friends because they grew up a block apart in Frost, Minnesota. So it's just...
and it was very weird because, so there were 4 girls in that family and a boy in yours, right? And 4 girls in my mom's family. And their mothers were both named Gladys. And they lived a block away from each other. And were like basically the same age as in high school. It was weird. It was weird. But is it any wonder that we're friends? So
she can't get rid of me.
She's trying to, like, keep you guys from thinking about the fact that I have 2 finishes.
Okay, I'll shut up now. Sorry. Go ahead.
So, what I decided to do when I went up to the cabin was, I'm going to take a bunch of pieces that I could maybe finish while I'm up there.
Good idea.
Because I've had some new starts lately, and all of my new starts have been fairly big pieces. You'll see those as we go through here. But I thought, why don't I take some that I think I can get finished quickly? And this 1776, I started this, when did I start this? July of 2020. So almost 2 years in the making, this ridiculous little piece.
Gorgeous.
But what I had done is I had gotten it all ready to go so that I didn't have to count, and this would just be good fill-in stitching for StitchCon. But it was like piece number 3 on my list, and I never got to it. And then I stitched a little bit on it at 24 Hours of Cross Stitch, and then I decided to take it up north and finish it off. So
it was just too hot then.
It was hotter than heck. Anyway, that is finished now. This is by Samplers and Santas. And they actually sent this out as a freebie again on Facebook around the 4th of July.
I saw that.
I think Linda stitched it.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I just think it's kind of cute. I think
I do too.
What
are you going to do with it?
Just finish it up as a pillow for a dole bowl, probably. Yeah.
Oh, how cute.
I picked my own colors. I think it was a brighter red and blue, and actually I think the 1776 in the pattern is supposed to be done in white, but I decided to do it in blue.
You chose blue.
I did.
How nice of you.
I know. So that's one of my finishes. I did finish that while we were up north. One of the first days we were up north. I'm thinking that's kind of a Minnesota thing to say we went up north.
Yeah. sorry.
Anyway.
We've been brought up that way from year one.
Up north is considered lake country in Minnesota. So yeah, that's what we say when we go on vacation. Oh, we're going up north. Oh, we're going to the lake. Oh, we're going to the cabin. Whatever. Then I thought that I was further along on this bushel and a peck piece than I was. There was a lot of stitching left to be done here. I thought I was a lot further along than I actually was, but when I got up there and started stitching on it, this took the most of the rest of my week.
That's just gorgeous, yeah.
But this is Bushel and a Peck by La Di Da. And I stitched this on a 32 count Belfast linen in cream that I had coffee tea dyed. And I think I baked it to kind of make it look a little primitive. Now, again, in hindsight, this was one that I started May of 2020, back when I had just started stitching again. If I had this to do all over again, I would not do it on this fabric. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I'll frame it. It reminds me of my dad because he sang this to us kids and to all of his grandkids growing up. In fact, I don't know if you can see it, but his initials, DHG, are in the corner down here.
Nice job, Shell.
But, yeah, I feel like the fabric kind of takes away from the piece. I think I would do it differently.
But I think it all depends on what kind of frame you put on it, don't you?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But that was my other
That's for you
finish.
or that's for Katie?
This is for me. I have another bushel and a peck piece going for my daughter.
Okay.
But that's not done yet. So,
okay.
Yeah. So those are my two finishes. What about, did you have any new starts? I know you did.
I did.
Yep.
Shelley and I had new starts on the same day. My anniversary date, which is August 1st.
Us and our friend Sarah, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Sarah started one too.
That's right.
Yep.
That is right. And Shelley's birthday is on August 1st.
Yep.
And Sarah
just wanted to start a Hands Across the Sea.
Correct. And she's loving it.
Is she?
She's past page 2.
Oh my gosh. Sarah.
Yeah. So what I chose was The Rose and the Giant Pear, 1888.
And I always want to say The Rose and the Giant Peach.
I know, me too, because we used to watch that with our kids, or at least I did.
Yeah.
And I first started it, in fact, I should say what I'm stitching it on.
I think I picked the fabric for you.
You did. It's an R&R. It is 36 count American chestnut. And cool. I wanted to stitch it over 2 because I'm going to use it as a model and I wanted it to pop.
2 over 2.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. 2 over 2. I wasn't enjoying that. So I went 1 over 1.
1 over 2.
Sorry, 1 over 2.
I'll help her.
Thank you. And I love it. In fact, what I tend to do on what I'm stitching on is I will go ahead and get the needle ready for the color. So next time I sit down, I can just go ahead with it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I kept doing that, but I kept stitching and stitching and stitching. Wow. So I'm working on my Whipco now. But I would love to have gotten farther on this. So
that is cool.
Sometimes you just need a new start.
And you know, that's turquoise and red together, which is one of my favorite color combinations. I will stitch that someday.
And I am using the Overa Swell Silk. So one more time.
So pretty.
And
show the pattern.
I am so I'm with the other gals. I love this. Mm-hmm. And then the pattern is in color and the pattern is in the symbol. So maybe that's part of the reason why I enjoyed it so much and it went so smoothly is because it's easy to follow. Yeah. So that was my new start. How about you?
Oh, you mean you only had one?
I only had one. Did you have more than one?
I may have.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. You're holding out on me, woman.
All right, so I'm trying to decide where I should start. I'm going to start with my What Remains. My What Remains is actually a restart. I had started What Remains. I had gotten this as a kit from Traditional Stitches for their 20th anniversary up in Calgary, Canada. And I had asked for the silks. And I got the whole pack, and I loved it. It's beautiful. But I hadn't stitched much on it, and we went to StitchCon. I saw one completed with the silk pack. And gorgeous. I mean, absolutely beautiful. However, it was more pink than I expected it to be. And because I'm stitching this as kind of a memorial to my dad, I wanted it to be more red. That was his favorite color. And so I decided, you know what? I'm going to go back to the drawing board and maybe do my own conversion on it and make it more red.
Good for you.
So I did that. And I decided to restart it on his birthday.
Which was?
July 24th. And let me just show you. These are my new colors, which are not necessarily red, but maybe more coral than they are pink.
Shelley.
I can show you the original silks as well. But the original silks are really very, very pink.
You're right, they're gorgeous.
Yeah, they're gorgeous, but
just
they're
not your dad's colors.
but they're very pink, okay? So I went a little bit more, I would say coral, not even red, but coral on mine. And here is what I had originally stitched with the pinks. Okay? So when I restarted on my dad's birthday,
oh,
I
my
stitched
land,
that.
look at how far you got.
And as I'm stitching, I'm thinking, this is a little brighter than I had anticipated, but I think that when I'm done, if I use some of that antiquing spray, it'll kind of grunge it up a little bit and make it so that it doesn't look quite this bright.
Shelley, that's gorgeous.
But so that was my restart.
Gorgeous.
And I did that on July 24th. Then August 1st, we had decided that we were both going to have a new start. You for your anniversary, which was a big one. 35? 35, yeah. And me, August 1st is my daughter's birthday. So she turned 22, Katie, on August 1st. So I decided, hey, I'm going to start a Hands Across the Sea too. Neither one of us have ever done one.
No, but
right?
we've wanted to.
But we've wanted to. And this is the one that I've wanted to do forever and ever. Sarah Fletcher, 1841. So I kitted that up at my favorite L&S, Welcome Stitchery. And I decided I had, I picked a fabric, but I decided against it when I got home. I don't remember what I picked now either.
I don't either, because you picked mine too.
But I, when I got home, I found a color and cotton that I thought I liked better. So I started this pattern on 36 count haystack by Color and Cotton. And I'm doing all of the called for Soie d'Alger silks.
That is gorgeous.
And I'm not very far, but
oh, look at
there's
those colors.
There's my start to Sarah Fletcher, 1841.
I may have to start that one.
And I'm looking forward to getting back to that. But this is right up my alley with the reds and the turquoises.
Oh, that's just gorgeous, Shelley.
There's
Those
a little,
colors are pretty.
Yeah. So, anyway. So that was my Hands Across the Sea start on August 1st. And then, when I was up north on vacation, since I had 2 finishes, I allowed myself a new start. And it was, it was only appropriate that I would start 10,000 Lakes up north. So Minnesota is known as the state of 10,000 lakes.
And these are the colors
And, oh, exactly.
of up north.
This, if you think of up north in Minnesota, this is what you think of. The blues of the lakes and the greens of the trees and the browns of the trees. It's perfect. And this was the exclusive for your grand opening, right? By Carolyn Manning Designs.
Correct. You can now buy it anywhere, but
Yep.
for I think the first month it was here.
Yeah. But Justine has kits for this, so give her a ring if you're interested. But so while I was up north, I did all of my floss drops. In fact, it was really interesting because my mom was sitting with me while I was doing all these floss drops. And she said, "Oh my gosh, those colors are just beautiful together." And I said, "Doesn't it make you think of up north, Mom?" And she said, "Yes, it does." So that's that. And I did get a small start, but a start nonetheless.
Are we gonna have a competition on this one too?
Yeah, because you're farther ahead of me on this than I am. And that is my start.
Pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty.
Yeah, so I started that up north at the lake, 10,000 Lakes at the lake, which was kind of fun. I started it on the 10th, which would have been Wednesday of this week, right? And I'm really enjoying it. And I've thought all along for this. I want to stitch this up, and I want this to be the center of a larger quilt that I want to make to take up to the lake.
Gorgeous.
It's going to have all of these
Colors.
colors in it.
I wonder if any of the Minnesota
fabrics
would work for that.
Yeah, they might.
Oh, fun. In Minnesota, we have a Minnesota Shop Hop, which, by the way, is going on right now. And
is it?
Michelle here in Bloor is participating. And there is exclusive fabric to the shops for the Minnesota Shop Hop.
Cool.
And it's usually, no, it is always aimed towards a Minnesota design. So it's gorgeous.
Good deal.
I thought of something, Shelley.
What? I'm scared.
We both watch Netflix, right?
Yes.
Have you watched Virgin River yet, the updated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I was thinking, if those characters of Virgin River stitched, maybe they wouldn't have such,
Issues in life?
right.
Yeah.
It would just, just
They
kind
do
of
stitch,
calm
though.
them.
They
That's
do
right.
stitch.
They
They talk
stitch it-
about cross-stitching quite a bit.
They stitch at the bar, I think, don't
Yes, they all get together at the bar, which sounds right up our alley.
they? Yeah. We should hit Jonah up for that.
I was going to say, what would Jonah say up at
He'd probably
Average
say,
Joe's?
"That's Justine.
Go
That's
for it.
Shelley."
Yeah.
Go for it. We need to do that.
We should.
Yes, we should.
We should. It would be very relaxing. And yeah. When we were up north, I would get a text every morning from my niece, Morgan.
Oh.
Stitch and Bitch has commenced in the porch in cabin number 1. So I'd gather up all my stuff and head over to cabin number 1 for Stitch and Bitch.
Oh, fun. Oh, fun.
That's naughty. Shouldn't say that, but
Fun, 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 fun.
anyway, yeah, we had a good time. It was fun. So, okay, that's all the starts, right? What
Yeah.
about just general whips?
Okay, let's go back and forth. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, well, I was working on my Whipco, and I was kind of going back to May because I had some catching up to do. So I couldn't find my winter Quakers, so I changed it to autumn Quakers, and since then I found my winter
You
Quakers.
did find it. Good.
So winter Quakers is still on my board, but here is autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor, and I have loved this since day one.
So pretty.
So I think my goal was to stitch on it for 5 hours. So
Wow.
here is where I, with my pen, sorry.
She's got a pen stuck to the pattern.
But I just love this. I am using the called for Valdanis. And I just love it. And
But they're cottons, right?
yes,
Yeah.
if I understand right, this is maybe the biggest motif because, oh my land, it took a while.
Did it?
So, and then I start thinking, well, maybe I could stitch a motif a week.
There you go.
But then I think that with everyone, and yeah, that won't work. But yeah, I'm
Oh my gosh, it is so pretty.
I'm very, very excited. I have a long way to go, but I'm very excited.
Yeah, but you made good progress.
I did. And again, thank you, Jessie, for Jessie Marie for
Whipco.
Whipco. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Cool.
So that was one of mine.
Very cool.
Your turn.
All right, so I put some time into my Winter Rose Manor. And it's interesting because I felt like, okay, we were supposed to do 30 minutes a week, right? And I felt like for some reason I was having a hard time getting 30 minutes in every week. Just, it seemed like so much to do. But before I went on vacation, I decided to sit down and put quite a bit of time into it so that I would have that week and the week we were up at vacation taken care of. So I stitched for 2.5 hours on it before I went. And now I'm getting it. Now I'm really getting into it, and I've got kind of a groove going, and I'm really enjoying it. So
look at those flowers.
I've gotten quite a bit. It may not look like a lot comparatively speaking compared to other people, but I can guarantee you they are stitching more than 30 minutes a week. Guaranteed. Because either that or I'm just a super slow stitcher. But yeah.
Very pretty. Very,
So yeah, I put 2.5 hours into that before I went up north. So that I wouldn't, that was one less thing I had to take up to the cabin with me. So
nice, nice.
Yep.
Okay, another on my Whipco is the Bonnie and Camille.
Oh, cute.
And this is this is the one that has the quilt and the cross stitch. And I have the quilt by my cash register that my sister-in-law Karen Hogan made for me.
Mm-hmm.
We started them at the same time, but Karen got done a lot faster than I did.
Stitching takes a lot longer, Karen, than quilting. Let me tell you right now. Plus, you're a machine when it comes to quilting.
Yeah, she's a lot better at it than I am. And Julie has hers done already, but here is mine. And I am using the Cosmo threads that it calls for, but it is. These colors are, it's different than what I normally stitch, because if you see what I normally stitch, they are a darker color.
More muted.
Yeah. So this is, it's so fun.
It's fun though, yeah. It's pretty.
So yeah.
Pretty. All Lori Holt stuff is just.
Well, this is Bonnie and Camille though.
Oh, I thought this was a Lori Holt.
No, a lot of people think that.
Oh.
But it's Bonnie and Camille.
It's really pretty.
Speaking of that, did you watch Lori's last Flosstube?
I did. Yeah.
Did you see that red sampler she was stitching?
Well, she's stitching quite a few, isn't she?
Right, but it wasn't originally an all red one.
I don't remember.
Sue from Mankato came down.
Okay.
And she took the last one that I had because she was gonna stitch it like Lori.
Mm-hmm.
And I did order some more, so yay.
You don't remember what it's called?
It is from Pineberry.
Okay.
So, okay, sorry.
Cute.
Go ahead. Squirrel.
The only other whip that I put time into that I didn't like just start or just finish was my Aqua Bird. Here it is. How do you like my wine bag? I love it.
Pretty.
Who is this by? Love You More. And these are actually marketed as book bags for you to put a book in, but they're perfect for a small, like a Mill Hill project, which is exactly what I've got in here.
You started a Mill Hill?
You knew I started this. I started this quite a while ago, the Aqua Bird. Didn't you?
Yeah. But I forgot.
There's 4 birds in this series. Aqua, orange, blue, and yellow, I believe. I have all 4 of them. But I started with the Aqua Bird. And you can't really see what's going on here very well. Here, let's do this. You can kind of see the bird's head starting right here. But this is my work, the one that I take to the office with me. And on my lunch hour, I stitch on this. Or if I'm in a meeting and I need to really pay close attention to what's being said, I'll stitch, because that helps me in a meeting pay attention. If I don't stitch, I'm trying to multitask and read emails and send emails, and then I'm not listening to what's going on in the meeting. So that's what I do when I know I need to really pay attention, because it helps me focus. So
Nice.
funny enough, anyway. So yeah, that was the other whip that I worked on some.
Well, I had one more whip
Okay.
that I'm very disappointed in myself.
Oh,
This is Fall on the Farm, and I am behind by 3. And I don't have the
that's so pretty.
the back stitch done because I kind of want to wait to the end because I don't want to mess it up or mess with it when I fold it.
Mm-hmm.
But that, and I've heard so many people talk about how they like that, the quilt one, and they're right. It's very, very fun to stitch. I would love to stitch it again in a pillow, which you may be seeing it.
Cute.
Maybe in a couple different colors besides that. So the one that I started now is the pumpkin patch. Or is this the one? This is the cow one.
Cute.
So
There's only 9 in this, right?
correct.
Okay.
But see,
They've all been released
except
now?
for the last one.
Okay.
So I'm behind
Okay.
the 8 ball.
Oh well.
So, but yeah, I'm still excited because, wow,
It's super cute.
yeah. So, you're done then with
Is
your
that all
whips?
your whips?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I want to throw a new segment in here. When I go to pull patterns for people who have ordered on the website or who have called, you start looking through the patterns to find the one that they need. And I go squirrel because, oh, I like this one, I like this one. Well, when I'm doing that, I'm thinking, oh, Shelley will like this one. Oh, Shelley will like that one. So I'm going to start a new area, a new segment here.
What would Shelley like?
What would Shelley like? So I'm going to show you today
I'm interested
what I
to see
found
this.
this week. Yeah, and I put it down so she wouldn't know what
No,
it is.
I have no idea.
So, and you tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong,
Okay.
okay? This is Heartstring Samplery. This is Victoria's Garden, a faithfully reproduced antique sampler.
Okay,
Are you ready, Freddie?
I'm ready.
This is what it looks like. Here, you can see this one.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
See? Would you stitch that?
Ooh, yes, I think
I
I
mean,
would.
not right. Ooh.
Yes.
We need to start having a point system here.
Ooh.
Because yes, that was one that I thought Shelley would stitch.
Yes, I would definitely stitch this. And I don't believe I've ever seen this before.
Nope, you just never
And I
know.
like, so which one is the new one and which one's the original? Do you know?
No, I just pulled it. I'm sorry, I haven't even looked at it.
All right. Hold please, we're gonna check. We are gonna check. Does it say on the back there?
No.
I have to know.
In other words, I want her to start all the things. Next time I'll have the next one get it up. How are you doing there?
Not very well. Hold please. I don't know if it's gonna tell me here which is which.
They're both gorgeous.
Ooh, but it does tell how to achieve an aged look. If you want to stain your sampler, but only if you are starting with natural or light colored undyed fabric.
Check.
Purchase the pattern to know how to age it.
Okay,
Because
so
let
it
me
was
tell
a
you,
plus.
I want to do that to that What Remains pattern.
Oh.
But yes, I would most definitely stitch this.
I thought that was a Shelley pattern.
And I don't know which is I'm thinking this top one is the original and the bottom one is her reproduction. And I actually like the colors in the original better than the reproduction, I think. They're more red than pink. That's just me. I like red. It's just the way
Okay.
it goes. But
So,
yes.
Are
yes.
you going to start that?
What would Shelley stitch? I don't know. Are you going to kit it up for me?
Okay, so I'm 1 for 1 now. We'll have to see what happens in the next 2 weeks. I'll see what I find then. Okay.
Wonder if we can sell those little rubber bracelets. What would Jesus do? What would Shelley stitch? Anyway. Okay.
Wouldn't she just croak if I had a maid?
What?
I said, wouldn't she just croak
Oh
if
my
I had a
gosh.
maid?
I'm lucky I haven't found a goldfish on my kitchen counter yet. All right, plans.
Well, my plans are I would like to stitch more on the Bonnie and Camille because I still would like to do a couple more hours on this one. And then my other Whipco. And then
Is that an August whip go?
I don't know. I was
What are your
back.
August whip goes?
This is one of them.
Okay.
And Heaven and Nature Sing. And I think, yep, I think after I do this one, I think I'm all caught up. So here is this one.
Cute. I love that one. I will,
And actually,
I will stitch that someday too. What would Shelley stitch? That. Right there.
I wonder where my floss is. I wonder what I did with it.
I don't know, but here's a
Needlepoint silk.
Oh, you were going to change the color, weren't you, to this? Yes.
That's right.
Yes,
That
yes,
is
yes.
right. So this is what I have done, and I am going to, you're right, I was going to change the deer color. Which
Yep.
I will.
I remember that. I love this piece.
Yes.
Well,
so I'm excited
There's
to
cardinals
get
in it for
Oh,
one
here's
thing.
the rest
There's
of
a deer in it. I love cardinals. I love deer. I love pine trees. I mean,
Here's
it's
what I
got
was
it
gonna
all.
do. I was going to use these two, the
Yep.
needlepoint silk
Yep,
for
yep,
the
yep,
deer
yep, yep.
instead of the DMC.
So do you have to rip some out or what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do we
Looks
have
like
another
we-
24 hours? That
I
you
was
could
going to
do
say,
it
it looks
too?
like we need like a frogging night.
So, but I wonder where the rest of my stuff is.
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
You don't remember what your other whip go is for August?
I think it's Shine On.
Is it? Okay.
So, which is
good because you want to put more time into that.
right, but I think
Oh,
I'm
you've
about
already
done with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoops, you're going to lose your
notes.
sticky notes there.
Thank you.
Yep.
So yeah, that's
That's your plans.
my plans.
So what? So say you get your whip goes done before the end of the month, then what?
Baby Turkey Hollow Farm.
Okay, first of all, second of all, Missy, I see you. I was not watching because I was driving today, but I was listening to your Flosstube. And I heard you say you're ready to go on that. So that means I need to kick it in gear because how embarrassing would that be if I'm already how far into it? She starts it and then kicks our butt. How embarrassing would that be?
I think it'd be great.
Oh my goodness. It'd be horrible.
Chop chop.
Yeah.
I have so many things to choose from.
No kidding.
Oh, and I am starting September 1st. Will we be back by then?
Where are we going?
I mean, what's the date
By
today?
then.
I mean, we'll be back for another Flosstube before
Yes.
then, won't we? Because I'm doing the hands-on design Halloween.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And I have my fabric. I have my threads. I'm ready to rock
So
and
you're
roll.
going to start on that.
Yeah,
probably.
Sarah and I
Okay.
found some fabric that we liked here. We're going to use, and we're going to go from there.
My plans, I have not done any August whip go yet. I didn't take any up north. Only things I took up north were things that I thought I could possibly finish while we were up there. Stuff that was like very close to being done. So I have to get my whip go done in the next couple of weeks. And my 2 whip goes that I pulled were Newcastle Bouquet,
Ooh,
which I'm not going to take it out of the bag. That's a Teresa Kogut
gorgeous.
Newcastle Bouquet, which I'm excited to put some more time into that. And my other whip
Oh,
go.
did you make the bag?
I did. No. Nope.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I don't remember who made this bag. Somebody in Canada. I think I've talked about it before, but oh shoot, that's a shame. I don't see her name on it anywhere, but
sorry.
Anyway, so Newcastle Bouquet is one of my whip goes, and my other one, I'm gonna get some more time on Rose Quaker.
Oh, so show us where you're at on Rose Quaker now.
I can do that. This is my bag from my dear friend, Deirdre Ron. I love this thing. Thank you, Deirdre.
Thank you,
Deirdre. Love it. Favorite project, favorite bag.
Just so you know, Shelley and I are both stitching Rose Quaker. But I'm not as far as Shelley is, and I'm okay with that. I just totally want you to know.
So, just so that we have a record here, this is where I'm starting.
It's just gorgeous.
Yes.
Just gorgeous.
And I'm really looking forward to putting some more time into it. So much so that, because today is World Cross Stitch Day.
That's right.
I think that this is what I will stitch on tonight, because it's one of my favorite projects. And so I think I'll put some stitches into this tonight and get my
and you guys look at what she did again.
I'm a weirdo. I'm sorry.
I don't think it's a weirdo. I think it's a wonderful idea. Up in the corner, she stitched 2 threads and 1 thread to see what she liked better. And I just think that is just awesome. That way you can see what it looks like and you can choose your own way. So that's wonderful.
I also do that when I'm trying to pick a color, and I'll show you that here shortly for my haul.
Okay.
But if I'm trying to pick between, you know, a few different reds or a few different greens, I'll stitch a block of them to see what I like better. So,
what a good idea.
And I'll show you that here shortly. But yeah, those are my plans for the rest of August, is to I have to get 7 days into each of these, which should be no problem. And then with the time that I have left, I think I'll go back to the pieces that I took up north with me to maybe knock one more out in this month.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
So which one do you think that's going to be?
I don't know. I don't know. I took several pieces with me. Maybe one of the Luminous Fiber Arts ones. I have Gathering Berries and Gathering Snowflakes that I have a start on both of those, and I wouldn't mind getting one of those done. Maybe Gathering Berries because it's my oldest one.
So when we have our next whip parade, is there a prize for the one who has the least amount of whips? Or the most amount of
The least.
The least amount of whips. I better kick it in gear then, huh?
I try to hover right around 30.
And this is the
and
gal
I think
that
right
was going
now,
to stitch on one at a time.
I think right now, actually, with my 2 finishes, but then I started a new one up north, I think I'm at 29 whips.
Well, I'm sure I'm at 25.
You are not. You are not. And you can try and tell these people that you are at 29 or 25 whips, but I know better.
Okay, I need to kick it in gear.
And I know that no matter what she shows you here, there's more at home.
Well, can I just tell you that Gwen says to me, can I stitch some of yours to bring your stitch count down?
No!
Thank you, Gwen!
That's not fair. That is just not fair.
I may take her up on it.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Anyway.
Fun. So yeah. And I have no haul.
You have no haul?
I'm totally done.
I have 2 things to show for haul, if I can find them. I thought I had them out here. What did I do with them? That's scary. All right. Talk amongst yourself. Okay, here they are. So first of all, spoiler alert, I got my Color and Cotton monthly, my fabric of the month for August. And I get the 36 count, a quarter yard of the 36 count. And this one is just beautiful. It is called Barley.
I can see a sampler on there already.
Oh, it is
gorgeous.
Beautiful. I'm super excited. I love her fabric. I love stitching on her fabric. It's just wonderful. So I got my color in cotton.
So what did I have picked out for you? Should I kit that up with that?
Oh my God. No, I do not need any more new starts right now, but I would stitch that in the What Would Shelley Stitch segment. Then the other haul that I got from here at Welcome Stitchery is I bought some more of Justine's banding because I am doing the burgundy band sampler, which I have not stitched on in, I think I put a few stitches in at 24 hours in July, but I have not stitched on it since. But I know for a fact that I want to do, that's the burgundy band sampler. There's also a jade band sampler by iStitch Designs. And I know that I want to do that. So I came and bought this banding from Justine. I want to try and do 1/1 for the green.
Ooh.
And I just need to decide which green that I want to do. These are all Au Versoise. They are 216, 1836, whoops, and 2116. And so this is where I was talking about how I will stitch a patch of color to help me decide what color I want to stitch with. That's what I'll do with these three. I'll stitch like a 10 by 10 patch of each one, and then make my decision from there which one I'm going to use. But and then once I decide which one I like best, I'll have Justine order a hank of it for me for the band sampler. And then this one, the burgundy one, is 2/2, and this one, no, it's 1/2. Pardon me, it's 1/2. But this one I'm going to do 1/1.
Nice.
So yeah, so that was the other bit of my haul. Other than that, I've just been vacationing and not shopping like I normally do. So,
How fun.
Yeah.
How fun.
So that's it. We are getting very close to 3,000 subscribers on our channel. We want to thank all of you that are subscribers that dare to come back and watch us.
Thank you.
And anybody that's new, welcome. And we hope that you will continue to join us here. We like to have fun here on Welcome to Whips and Sips.
We do. I have a lot of people will either call or email me and say, I just love your Flosstube.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I said, well, thank you for watching two old friends
Yeah.
talk about their stitching.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and this is what we would be doing.
And if I can get my rearing gear and make some more project bags, we could have another giveaway for 3,000 once we hit it.
Can I just tell you that my hands across the sea is in this
Needs a
diaper
bag? Okay.
I just wanted to tell you that.
Good to know. She's my guinea pig, so when I'm making bags, she usually, you know, the whole analogy of the first pancake.
Mine are frozen.
How the first pancake is kind of the dud, and somebody will eat it, but it's like not the good pancake. That's Justine with my project bags.
Hey, bring it on!
She takes the first pancake or the first project bag. So
I'll take any one.
That's what I'll do. I think the last one we did was the New York City one, so I need to decide what I want it. What is this for again?
That's my anniversary.
Your anniversary. Okay.
But I'll take anything.
It almost needs to be blue.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
Since that's her favorite color, we're gonna look in the blue range and see what we can come up with.
Thank you. I do want to talk a little bit about shop.
Yep.
The expo is coming up the end of this month, and we will be participating. And I have been getting some of the emails, and I'm trying to put all the products on my website. If you look under shopping, it'll show a needlepoint or a needlepoint expo.
Oh, good.
Just click on that and you will see the different pictures that I have up. If you are interested in anything, you can email me at welcomestitchery@bevcom.net, which is B as in boy, E, V as in Victor, COMM.net, and I will get you everything you ask for. Or you can go on my website and order it. But like I said on my Welcome Wednesday on Facebook, this expo is where we are talking to the designers on the computer. So what the designers will do is they will email us or not email, excuse me, they will mail us the patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So they're coming in at all different times. So it's going to take, I think, a little bit longer to get everything than it did at market.
Right.
Where most of the items we got at market,
We brought home with us. Yeah.
And some of them I mailed from Nashville.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So it's going to take just a little bit longer than last time, but I am more than happy, and I would love to order anything that you guys are interested
What
in.
are the dates for Expo?
It is the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of last of August.
End of August. Okay. So is that Labor Day weekend?
No, that must
No.
be the following
Okay.
weekend.
Okay.
Don't quote me, but I
Okay.
think it's following weekend.
All right. All
But
right. I need to
So-
make sure I'm down here for that. Good deal. What else is going on?
thank you. Thank you for all the orders that have come in. Thank you for everybody who has stopped in. It is a blessing to see everybody stop in and all the orders. I just can't thank you enough. The people that come in, it's so fun to meet. The people that call on the phone, it's so fun to hear their voice.
Mm-hmm.
And then, thank you. I'm a little girl who finally got to do what she really loves. So thank you very much.
What about stitching at Patton's is a little different this week. It's this weekend, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's actually tomorrow.
Okay.
And it is at the Quilt Expo.
Saturday the 13th.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll get this uploaded and everything by
It'll
then.
probably upload same day, don't you think?
Might be.
Yeah, or Sunday even.
But Sunday, the Quilt Expo is going on at the high school here in Blue Earth, in case anybody's interested. I apologize. I don't quite know the hours. I do, but I don't have it with me.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody's interested, give me a call.
But our stitching group that gets together, like once a month, they're actually, usually we stitch at the funeral home. We, this weekend, they're going to stitch out at the Quilt Expo because Linda, that really kind of oversees that group, I think she's working at the Quilt Expo, right?
Correct, and they'll have a table out there to stitch at.
That'll
Otherwise,
be fun.
It's usually the second Saturday of the month, and anybody is welcome.
Yeah.
And come on down and stitch. And with stitching at the funeral home, what happens is they have a community room, and it's all on one level.
Yeah.
So people who bring their command center, aka carts, can just wheel it right on in.
Yep.
So
Very good. Is that it?
that is it. That's what I have.
Okay. I think
So-
this is a wrap.
We'll see you again in a couple weeks.
Okay.
So,
Cheers to stitching.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.